Hello and welcome to The Backbone, the podcast where common sense still makes sense. I'm your host, The Backbone. Thank you for joining me. I have a fantastic and a very bizarre show for you tonight. We are going to talk about our good buddy, Mr. Kanye West, and this is a dude that is just—he never ceases to amaze anybody. He's looking for attention. It's just so obvious, and I think that the dude is just—he's just a little insane. I mean, let's just be honest. You got to feel for a dude like this. He is he is so wealthy and so popular, but he just has to continue to outshock himself and outshock his audience or his fans. I don't even know if he has fans anymore, but he's just always outrageous. And I saw the story online about him, and as you can see from the article, Homeboy appeared in this for an interview dressed up like like those crazy guys from the South that used to wear hoods. That's I'll leave it at that. This is he is not observe He's not an Italian guy observing Easter observances. Like if you're Italian or Spanish, you know that they dress up in those hooded outfits um, for uh, for penance. All right, I'm being an asshole, but you know where I'm coming from, and you know what he's wearing. My question is, why is anyone shocked by this dude anymore? I mean, even me. Like I mean, every time I see this guy, he just blows me away. But as shocking as Kanye is and as absurd as his actions are, Kanye West is the poster boy for mama issues. He's a woman, and just like women, he can't live without attention. He craves it more and more and more, and he craves it more than anything else. His emotions run him wild. I mean, he's a madman for his emotions. He behaves like a child would or like a woman would. We see these women today on social media. They take their clothes off. We have these those only cans girls that they're selling themselves. They're selling their souls just for money. And we're going to do a man memo on that particular site in the weeks to come. But sticking to Kanye, I mean, he craves it more. He demands external validation. Like all women and quite a few men, he suffers from HPD or histrionic personality disorder. I read an interview uh, about his interview that his mother's boyfriend or ex-boyfriend did a year or two ago. His mother, of course, died of a heart attack while getting plastic surgery. And if you ever look at this woman, you would say, "Hey, listen, she should have gotten her money back." But unfortunately, she passed away, and this may have totally destroyed his life. Because he's become a madman ever since. But according to the boyfriend, Kanye's mother constantly bombarded him with affirmation lines. You're the best. You're special. There's nobody like you. Nobody can be better than you. Blah 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 blah. And that sort of stuff is okay for a confidence level if you keep it to a minimum. You always want to, tell your children that they can do right and do good if they apply themselves and they give their best. But if you bombard them, especially a woman doing this to a boy, this is poison to a child. Now, I'm not saying that being positive is not good. You like I said, instill confidence in one's mind, but to saturate the brain with overconfidence or a need to have people to constantly shower you with praise and attention is simply damaging. At least that's what I think. Let me know in the comments what you think. But I just think that Kanye's mother uh, saturated this man's brain with sugar and spice and everything nice, and when he has to deal with any sort of adversity, he just can't. And when she passed away, that's the adversity that he could not deal with. He couldn't find the man in him, the fire in him, just to pick up the pieces and move on, carry her memory with honor, not by destroying himself like this. And from this article, as we see, he totally he totally messed this dude up. I mean, he did an interview. Well, actually, it was a live stream podcast with this DJ Academics, and he stunned this dude in the interview, and he I mean, the guy, you can tell by the video. I don't know if I can play the video. There's so many commercials on it, but he comes in this KKK notorious garb, and he eventually removed the troubling outfit to remove a T-shirt designed by Sean Combs and a necklace bearing the swastika medallion, accessories he previously wore in a video with white nationalist Nick Fuentes. So he's obviously trying to shock people. I mean, he's trying to do the best he can to get as much attention as he can. And I just heard now on the radio that he might be going to Japan to for rehab or to reevaluate himself or whatever it is. But whatever he's trying to do, he needs to do it quick. And rehab and psychiatry are not going to help him. This is if there's a guy who needs stoicism, who needs to read the Stoics, it's Kanye West. He's got I don't know how many billions he's got. But if there's anybody, if there's any man who needs that sort of help, it's Kanye West, because he is in as deep of trouble spiritually, morally, than than anybody I've seen recently. That isn't completely off the rocker. I'm not talking about guys like serial killers or people like that, or sex fiends that are involved in the government, or uh, places in corporate the world, or even in show business. He is just a child that is lost in the woods, and he needs help. He needs prayer. We should be praying for him, because he is a boy that is lost. His mother destroyed him, and women are hell. I've told you this before. Kanye West's mother, and a lot of other mothers, they've installed hell and evil within their children, especially their boys. Not love and nurturing like they were supposed to do, like they were meant to do, but actual emotional hell. And we know this, especially with him, because he's had so many outbursts. He was out of control situations. The Taylor Swift thing, where he runs up on stage and he takes the microphone from her hands and he says something about another video being better, or the time afterwards, after that incident, he goes on I think it was the Tonight Show, where he starts crying and bawling his eyes out. This is the actions of a woman. You could tell this is a guy who never had any fatherly advice, any kick in the ass by a man. He was always smothered by his mother. And women will do that. Mothers will destroy their sons to keep their sons with them, and not to allow them to go and make their own family, to leave the pride. That's why men have to be in the home. That's why if you have a son, you must be with that boy from day one to the day he moves out and starts his own family. Because if that woman latches her claws on him, his mother, he will be finished. And we're seeing that today. And we're seeing that today especially with white Christian heterosexual males who are 30 years old, living in their mama's basement, playing video games, lubing up and rubbing out to the pee industry. It's an insomnia that's going on. And it's because of the weak fathers, and fathers who were not in the house. And a lot of times it's not these guys' fault. These women, 80% of divorces are initiated by women. They get the kids, they get the house, they get the new boyfriend, but they destroy the children in the process, especially the boys. And a example that I can bring up about a mother poisoning her son against his father was when Kanye West was running for president. He had that crazy rant that he had, where he said that his daddy wanted to abort him. Well, how does he know that? Well, who do you think told him that? Well, his mother told him that. I mean, how does he know it's true? I mean, why would a woman tell her child Your daddy didn't want you, but I loved you. I loved you enough that I sacrificed my life for you." And that's what women do. They're master manipulators, like Eve manipulated Adam, and they will destroy a man because men have love within them. Feminism has taught men that they don't love. Only women love, which is absolutely untrue. Look at how women treat each other today. Look at how women behave on TV. Look at how women behave on social media. Look at how a woman may have treated you. Maybe your mother tried to destroy your life. God willing, you got out of it, and hopefully you find this channel and some other channels like this that will help you get through that. Because his mother and a lot of other mothers and a lot of women out there, they're dominant figures in men's lives. They suffocate you. And mothers ruin boys by trying to protect. Well, they say that they're protecting them. They're not. They want them to stay in the home with them because that's the only man who will never get tired of them and leave. And women will lie. I can tell you. I'll tell you personal stories later on. But women will lie to their children about their fathers to poison children against their fathers. And that's why women, single mothers, in all psychological studies, make the worst parents. And that's why we have so many guys in jail who will tell you, the first thing they'll tell you is, well, I was raised in a single mother home. So many people, so many guys are on drugs or they're lost in alcohol. Where's their daddy? Well, mom kicked him out years ago when I was really young. Mothers poison their children against their fathers because mothers know that the son will never replace them if they put enough poison and demoralize these guys to the point where they can never, ever leave the pride. Think of like a lion. Once those male lions get to age, they're off to create their own pride. We need to be more like lions. Be like an eagle, soar alone, leave the nest, leave the pride, get a backbone, be a man. And that's the Kanye rant as we move on to the man's memo. And I wanted to talk to you about something called adversity. And adversity being your friend. Excuse me, sorry about that. As you can tell, I'm still getting over this cold. I can't shake it. Now I got this little cold sore thing, so I apologize. Everything's getting better though. We're moving forward with the show, and it'll get better, I promise. But I wanted to get. I was talking about adversity and adversity being our friend, and many people, many men, see barriers or obstacles as dead ends that lead to fear, frustration, and ultimately failure. However, if we read the Stoics, we would see adversity as a prime opportunity for growth. The Stoics view challenges as essential for building character. Marcus Aurelius, he's our boy, he wrote, the impediment to action advances action. That what stands in the way becomes the way. Many younger men today play video games. I'm sure you do. Some of you out there. See adversity as that boss you're having trouble defeating in that video game. Did you give up the first time and stop playing? Or did you buckle down and defeat that boss and move forward? If you're willing not to give up for a game, you should have no trouble doing the same for your life. Don't give up. Failure can be your friend. And it's difficult because a lot of times we do these things alone. But the only person you need in your life is the guy that's looking back at you in the mirror. Difficulties are things that show a person what they are. It hardens you. It makes you stronger. Adversity in Stoic philosophy is not something to hide from. It's to be embraced. Adversity is a catalyst for growth. It is through these challenges that we polish our inner selves and discover our virtues and our true capabilities, unlocking our potential that often remains hidden in comfort and especially in laziness because it's easy. Being comfortable is a coffin, being lazy is dying slowly. Challenges are not mere inconveniences, but they're opportunities to nurture resilience, creative habits, wisdom, to which transforms us into better versions of ourselves. You know, our guy Seneca, he was the man too. I mean, there's so many great Romans and Greeks. It's amazing. It's no surprise that Western civilization was built by those two societies. But Seneca wrote the Romans most of all. Seneca compared hardship to fire, and he said, Fire tests gold. Adversity tests brave men." Seneca reminds us that just as gold is purified in fire, we are strengthened through difficulty. Challenges are not punishments, but opportunities for a man to evolve. That's what you always want to be doing. You want to evolve, revealing what we are truly capable of, what virtues we need to cultivate. Hardships become the forge where qualities such as patience and courage and wisdom are strengthened, allowing us to emerge more resilient and purposeful with each trial we face and conquer. These challenges become an opportunity to rise above limitations or and unlock our true potential. Adversity offers us a chance to break free of complacency. Without such challenges, we might remain stagnant, missing opportunities to grow into better versions of ourselves. Remember, don't ever stop evolving. And when we are complacent, it dulls us. It dulls us. It makes us just blah. And you feel blah, and that's why you get lazy. And that's why you can't move forward. You must always stay, you must always evolve, and you must always, always, always look for new challenges and develop new skills and habits. Without such challenges, we might remain stagnant, missing the opportunity to grow into better versions of ourselves. When we're complacent, it dulls our ambition and inhibits progress. Adversity sparks movement, forcing us to confront our limits and push beyond them. Each obstacle faced with an evolving mindset becomes a tool for self improvement. We begin to sharpen our skills and enhancing our resilience. These obstacles are not interruptions to our progress, but they're integral steps on the journey towards self mastery and excellence in facing difficulties head on. We learn to embrace change, and through that, we adapt, realizing that growth often lies on the other side of discomfort. That's what a lot of men fear is discomfort. And remember, comfort is a coffin. Adversity teaches a man to value what we have, right? Don't worry about what you don't have. Appreciate what you have. Develop gratitude for the journey itself. By encountering difficulties, we learn to appreciate moments of ease, recognizing the strength we have developed through that struggle. This perspective, combined with a gratitude and determination, allows us to face future challenges with a more balanced and composed mindset. You will never, ever, ever go into a troubled situation scatterbrained. You'll be calm, you'll be collected, you'll be under control. That's the most important thing to be, is totally under control. Adversity will also humble you, reminding men of life's unpredictable nature while simultaneously empowering us to rise above our circumstances. Thus, Gratitude of these lessons deepens our capacity for resilience, making each challenge an opportunity for introspection and growth. Obstacles are not only to be expected, but to be embraced. We should welcome these obstacles. They're opportunities to test ourselves, to try new things, and ultimately succeed. Resilience, grit, adaptability, be like water, like Bruce Lee said, are forged in the throes of hardship, making us stronger and more capable with each challenge. Adversity is not just barriers, it's the material we build our best selves with. These moments of resistance are opportunities to cultivate creativity, determination, and endurance, transforming struggles into stepping stones towards greater achievements. And as Seneca said, one last time with our boy Seneca, as a gem cannot be polished without friction, nor can a man be perfected without trials. And that's the man memo. And I hope you found some solace in that, because I know I always do when I think of these things. Because sometimes when doing something like this is a new venture for me. Sometimes I look back at these videos, I'm like, oh boy, but I'm going to keep going because these new challenges are worth it. At least to me, they are. All right. So thanks again for joining me. Please subscribe, please like, comment, and share. And remember, gentlemen, always remember, Satan is always busy, and he's been busier now than he's ever been before. Men must have a backbone. Make sure you hit that backbone strong, because masculinity and common sense are worth standing up for. Thanks for listening. We'll see you later.